We have been working on renovating an old duck boat to make it one of our main fishing tools for fishing rivers, really small lakes, sloughs, things that we wouldn't be comfortable taking our deep V in. So last fall, Matt wanted a duck boat. We found one for $1,700, and that included the 16-foot boat, trailer, and 25 horsepower motor. Thought it was a really good deal, and in many ways it is, but it had a lot to be done on it, not only to make it reliable for duck hunting, but also to be able to be reliable for fishing. So I'm gonna go over everything we did so far to renovate this. I wanna hear all the recommendations you guys have below, things you recommend we change, we add, and I will definitely put prices and accessories below for you guys to reference as we keep renovating this. But today we're gonna go over where we're at with this. So the first thing was with the boat, we noticed a lot of leaking, and I think any sort of fixer-upper, that's gonna be one of the main things you need to address on an older boat or beat up boat is where is the leaking. So what Matt actually did is he put water in the boat and then went underneath to see where the leaking was happening, put tape there, and then followed up with sealant. The sealant I'm showing you guys right here is what Go To Marine sent us and recommended, and it's a great solution if you guys need to do the same. Still have a little bit of it going on. It's not nearly as bad as it was, but it does require us to get a bilge pump to kind of help with that issue as we continually find the leaks on the rivets and underneath the boat. Next accessory, which is the bilge, that has been very worth it. It's been a very affordable accessory, and we just have the bilge underneath here and just a simple tube to let the water out. This has really helped us mitigate the taking in of the water. Despite having a lot of the holes sealed up, we're still managing that. So this helps mitigate that by keeping us afloat. And the other thing with this is that obviously it needs battery power. What we did was we got a rocker switch because we also wanted to power lights, and we wanted to power a Helix 7 for mapping in 2D graphing. And so to be able to manage all that, we got a simple rocker switch that also has USB ports so you can charge your phone or any accessories you want, especially if we want to do LEDs or something in the future. And that was really affordable. I'll have that linked below as well. And like I said, that's just going to allow us to choose between our different accessories. Okay, so then we also added lights. This had no lights and it had none of these accessories in it when we got it. Like I said, can't emphasize that enough. These are all things to make it more of a universal boat we can use for fishing and on different bodies of water. So one of the most important things are lights. We've got the red and green up front, which is a must. Also, we have the stern light. Go To Marine recommended this. A very simple install. The biggest thing, again, once you put these pieces in, is to make sure that you wire them so you have power. Like I said, we're using the rocker switch we got to choose between the light, the bilge, which ones we want on and which ones we want off. So this is the rocker switch I was talking about, and what this allows you to do is to choose each individual accessory and to turn it on. So we have nav lights, instruments, bilge pump, accessory instruments being your electronics. And so what else it does is you do have a couple different power ports and USB ports. So if you want to charge, your phone or any other accessories, you have that option. And all this little cheap, affordable board does is allow you to wire all of the accessories into one spot, and then one cable goes into your battery, and then you're just switching between which accessories you want on or off. Something very standard in any boat, but we never really thought about how simple it would be to put in a boat with none of that built in. So, like I said, nice. He built a little box for this that we could put in there to house those wires and that system. Also, spare fishing stuff and whatnot. Everybody loves storage. And for our electronics, what we have here, Helix 7, this was actually on my snowmobile as kind of just a mapping unit, but it does have 2D and down imaging. So what it does is it just makes this a fishing boat. I think any fishing boat, a little electronics goes a long ways, especially mapping. And again, this is all wired into the switch with one wire going to this battery. Our cranking battery back here is an old battery, if I hadn't already mentioned that, from our other boat. And we've noticed that it pulls a lot of power to have these accessories on that battery. So something we are looking to add with the trolling motor is a second battery. You guys let me know your favorite brand and systems below for that, because I'm definitely gonna have to pick one up just for this small boat to be able to have a trolling motor and be able to run things like this graph a little bit longer, because we do want to use this for our river adventures. So for the layout of this little boat, it is actually 16 feet. It just doesn't feel that big to me because it's so much more narrow than the traditional deep V boats I'm used to. Its purposes have been very different up to this point, and it's obviously very shallow, making it great for shallow sloughs, shallow launches on lakes where we couldn't take our big deep V, and then also rivers, something me and Matt really want to capitalize on during opener. This boat allows us to do that. So as for storage, we have center storage where we keep the life vests or any clothes, hats, etc. And then we also have storage up front, and this is where we keep the anchor. So two kind of nice storage areas in this little boat. And we do have a 25 horsepower motor in the back. It hasn't been running the greatest. It's old and used, and we would love recommendations. It dies a lot. I don't know if it needs a good cleaning or what, but please, if you are a motor expert, drop some of those tips below. Suzuki, you could please send me a new one to help me, but if not, I'm sure they won't. We would love to get your guys' advice in the comment section. Would love to hear recommendations, things you guys would like to change. I know on Facebook, people had flooring recommendations, so many more recommendations, so please share them so we know what to get. And then I'm going to write to Go to Marine with some of these ideas, see what we need to purchase from them, and then relay that on to you guys and hopefully have another follow-up video. And anybody looking to renovate a little boat, this is literally just an example of what you can do with little money, little time, little resources, but you can, work on the things like restoring the floor, fixing the leaks, electronics, adding lights, those types of things that will make an old beat up hunting boat perfect for fishing.